think if Habib can get into the ground, I think he can have his way with Dustin. I think if Dustin keeps on his feet, he can hurt Habib and put him away. So out of those 4 athletes, I think any one of those guys can win.
Dustin Poirier is my favorite fighter. And he's one of my good friends, you know. And even if I didn't know the man, he would be one of my favorite fighters. Of course, I'm rooting for him. And man, I freaking love that guy. He doesn't know how much of a creep I am, but I freaking love that guy. And he's paved the way for a goofball like me. I've watched him his whole career, and he's brought me every step of the way too. He brought me out to the UFC headquarters all these years ago, and you know, he's brought me along with everything and always told me that I was going to be there one day. So he's a big part of this. So of course I'm rooting for him. I am in the room with Habib though. I train at American Kickboxing Academy twice a week right now. I go over there and I grapple. So you got to give respect where respect is due. And Habib Nurmagomedov is the best in the world right now. And I understand that it's a tall task, but of course I'm rooting for Dustin.
I mean, I say this kind of all the time. That usually when there's a high level grappler like that, and especially when they haven't lost, I'm just gonna keep riding that train. I am not gonna go up against that. So I gotta take Khabib. I mean, he's just the way he ragdolls people on the ground. I need to see someone be able to actually stop it before I'm gonna be ready to. No one even stops the takedown really. I mean, he gets almost like every single one. So you can't pick against the guy. It's impossible.
He's your weight class. So how would you strategize to fight him?
Well, your cardio's got to be great. I think that I'm a real good athlete and I wrestled my whole life. So I actually think that him shooting some of the takedowns he shoots would be problematic. For him to finish, because I'm really good in some of those, the ones that he likes to finish. I have really good defense, but his persistence, you got to turn yourself into a machine or he will break you down eventually. So that's where the emphasis has to go.
What's up, guys? Neiman Gracie here. Here's my take on Khabib against Poirier. Poirier is a great fighter. I think he's one of the best, but I'm gonna go with Khabib on this one. It's kind of hard to stop Khabib when he grabs you, and I think he's going to be able to grab him and take him down. So, yeah, I think Khabib will take this one.
I got to go with Khabib, man. He's just a killer, and he's hungry, and I'm sure, like, after this fight, he's had a long layoff. He's going to come, like, show the world, like, he's here to stay. So, I know Poirier's tough, but I just don't think he has the wrestling defense to stop him.
Do you put Khabib in that category of like top 5 lightweights already? Ever?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would. I'd also keep Conor there too, and I hope I see the rematch because I feel like Conor does have the tools to beat him, and I think hopefully they fight again one day, but we'll see.
I like Dustin better as a person, but I think Khabib is gonna Khabib him.
Is there any reason why? Any technical reasons? Do you think Poirier, even as good as he is, the Khabib's kind of dominant wrestling is just too unstoppable?
Yeah, he's been doing it for so long, and I don't think there's gonna be anybody anytime soon that's gonna beat Khabib.
Я уверен и не ставлю под сомнение победу Хабиба не потому, что он чемпион, а потому, что он гораздо больше, в разы больше работает, чем другие.
I'm confident in Khabib. I'm sure that Khabib will take this win, not because he's a Russian or he's a champion, because he is working harder than anyone, like in 2 times.
I'm gonna go Khabib. I think he's just gonna do what he normally does. He's gonna smother Poirier and just kind of do his typical ground and pound type thing. I think that's too hard to stop.
Do you think Poirier is still not the guy that has those special ingredients needed to give him a tough fight, or maybe he at least gives him a tough fight?
No, it's going to be a good fight. I just think his grappling's going to take over. I think he does pretty well protecting himself, and we all know what Khabib's going to come in and do. He's going to wrap you up and beat you down, and I think it'll wear on Poirier.
90% sure Khabib's gonna win. I don't see Dustin stopping his takedown and just ground pound the shit out of him.
Is it going to be, or maybe people that are high on Poirier, that you think they're going to be disappointed? Do you think he could make it a tough fight, or it's not going to likely be like that?
I don't think so. I just see Khabib's takedowns just too good, you know? Like, I don't really see too many people stopping his takedowns. He's strong as hell, you know? I mean, he's tough, and he's a grinder. I mean, everyone's all like, oh, Conor McGregor's takedown defense is this and that, but look what he did to Conor. Like, took him down like nothing. I mean, he's not stopping him, and I feel like they don't have the tools to, like, from my school, we specialize on the fence, and we specialize on getting back to our feet, and I don't really see that from any other school. I mean, we're probably like the best school around the entire world for that. So,
I mean, he's a weight class above you, pretty big for the weight class. But if hypothetical, if you had to face him, what would you do? What would you game plan for him?
I'd fight him really low, stay really low, make sure he doesn't grab my legs. I would use a lot of footwork too. Just stay really long. I wouldn't throw any mid leg kicks so he can't catch him. I'm either gonna go really low on the ankle or I'm gonna go head kick. And pendulum. Keep that pendulum out there. Keep my distance. Make him scared to run into stuff. And at the end, if he's running through my punches, finish him off with some elbows.
I'm all behind Dustin. I'm going for Dustin all the way.
Is it just like a Southern thing? Like, why going for Dustin? Or do you just not like Khabib?
It's not that I don't like Khabib. You know, me and Dustin fought way years back. So, I mean, we just have that type of respect. So I'm looking, and you know what he's done with his career, helping out folks. You know, he's gone above and beyond, and has been a great role model. And man, I wish the best for him.
Kind of want to see the underdog win in Poirier, but man, it's just such an incredible thing that Khabib does. It would be great to see somebody just go through their whole career, never lose, and just be that dominant and say, wow, man, he's one of the best, or is the best of all time. You know, he's incredible too. I'm gonna say Khabib.
You know, if you just don't have that wrestling background and grew up with that, I just don't think you have a chance against Khabib unless you catch him, which is not. I mean, he's 24-0. He hasn't been caught yet. So, Johnson caught him a little bit, but you know, I think Khabib's gonna walk through him, honestly.
Well, I mean, I feel just Khabib would win just because it's Khabib, but at the same time, I feel he's been winning too much, so maybe something funny will happen where he loses, but at the same time, like, yeah, Khabib is Khabib, so I have to go with Khabib.
Alex Nicholson here with his son Odin. Just got done doing some shopping at the mall. Dustin Poirier versus Khabib. I'm going to rock with Poirier. Tired of seeing Khabib's boring shit. I think everybody else is too. But I think the Diamond's going to be able to cut him. Bop, bop. Bop.
I'm really excited for the Khabib and Poirier fight, but I would love to say that Poirier's boxing and some nasty little submission game and good takedown defense is going to take it, but I just can't go against, you know, Khabib. He's a monster. I mean, if he gets his hands on you, he just wears you down and just breaks you down. And it's probably going to happen again, but I'd be really, really happy for Dustin if he won. I've been a big fan of his for, you know, years and years and years. So seeing him come up and you know, he is where he is now, it's kind of gives me some hope too. I kind of feel like I was always, you know, that type of fighter too. So, you know, going for Khabib or going for Poirier, but if I had to put my money in, I'm probably betting on Khabib.
You know what? I'm going to go for Khabib. He's a badass. He's able to grind people out and beat him up.
Even you, the high-level striker, you're not going to go with Poirier, the striker? You're going to still go with the wrestler?
Yeah, still go with the wrestler. Wrestling, I've known for a fact that these guys get you down. And it's hard to get back up. So no matter how good of a striker you are, the fight's going to go down to the ground at one point.
Khabib is one of those guys who has a gift from the ground when it comes to top control. If Poirier can be one of those guys who is able to get up, I see Poirier winning. You know, Poirier's got very great stand-up. Khabib is more wild to get the takedown. His number one goal is that takedown, and I want to see what Khabib's like if he can't get that takedown. So just because Poirier is the underdog in my eyes, I'm going for Poirier.
And with Dustin, obviously Dustin is a right now I feel like he has the right mindset to beat Khabib, and I mean he took his losses. Once you took those losses, you understand. And I'm not sure if you follow him on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He's put a lot of work, so his cardio will be there, and I believe he can get job done.
Khabib Poirier is it's definitely a clash of styles. Like Khabib's so freaking tough. He's so good. You got to watch out for his hands, obviously, even though he's going to maul you on the ground. But you can't just only worry about his takedowns because your hands too. But Dustin Poirier really impressed me in that Max Holloway fight.
Yeah.
And man, I honestly feel like if I had to bet on it, I would bet Khabib, just because grapplers in a 5-round fight generally will take you down. They take you down 5 times, hold you down.
Yeah.
It's probably easier than getting a knockout once every fight. But Poirier could definitely do it. If there was a guy that, him or Tony is the guys that could maybe beat Khabib. But I'd say I have to probably go with Khabib, but I wouldn't be surprised if Poirier did get a win.
I mean, you're a coach. If you were game planning, one of your guys had to fight Khabib, how would you game plan for his style? That obviously we all know what's coming, but it's still so hard to deal with.
So you just quit and go fight for Bellator.